top 15 dumbest quotes from U.S. politicians. Welcome to Top Mainstream, the place where you'll get the best dose of entertainment videos on the internet. We're back with another interesting video. Almost every politician has said something less brilliant at some point in their careers. That's just what life in front of the cameras and journalists will do to you. The consequences tend to be short-lived. We'll talk about it for a day or two and then we move on. However, on a rare, splendid occasion, a politician will deliver a line so bad, so offensive, and so stupid that it'll follow them forever, like a jumbled word shadow. In today's video, we've compiled a list of 15 unbelievably ill-advised quotes from American politicians of all varieties for your pleasure, and/or to feed your fear that these are the people making the decisions that'll affect our lives. We left Donald Trump out, but only because he has enough stupid quotes to fill all 15 spots and probably deserves his own video. So, with no further ado, let's quickly get started. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Also, share the video with your friends. Number 15. Rick Santorum. Quote, "Many of the Christian faith have said, well, that's okay, contraception is okay. And it's not. It's a license to do things in a sexual realm that's counter to how things are supposed to be." Result of election? Lost. Good old Ricky is kicking off the list with this classic "I don't understand birth control" quote. Number 14. Ted Cruz. Quote that was said to a little girl, "Your world is on fire." Result of election? Lost. To be fair to Ted, his PR team didn't explicitly tell him not to shout "Your world is on fire" at a little girl, so he really can't be blamed for this one. Number 13. George W. Bush. Quote, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again." Result of election? Won. This iconic line was one of the more confusing Bushisms and eventually ended up in a J. Cole song. Number 12. Sarah Palin. Quote, "Nuclear weaponry, of course, would be the be-all, end-all of just too many people on too many parts of our planet." Result of election? Lost. We're not entirely sure what Palin was going for on this one, but it kind of sounds like she's advocating for a mass extinction via nuclear bombing. On to number 11. Michelle Bachmann. Quote, "The very founders that wrote those documents worked tirelessly until slavery was no more in the United States." Result of election? Lost. In this moment, Michelle Bachmann revealed her lack of understanding of the sequence of historical events, apparently unaware that the Founding Fathers actually owned slaves themselves. Number 10. Rick Perry. Quote, "In regards to climate change, the science is not settled on this. The idea that we would put Americans' economy in jeopardy based on scientific theory that is not settled yet, to me is nonsense. I mean, and I told somebody, I said, just because you have a group of scientists that have stood up and said, here is the fact. Galileo got outvoted for a spell." Result of election? Lost. A Republican denying climate change was nothing new in this presidential election cycle. What was new was Perry comparing himself to Galileo, who was persecuted for defending science. Number 9. Barack Obama. Quote, "I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go." Result of election? Won. This one can be attributed to election cycle exhaustion. His math was a little off, but he still came out on top. Number 8. John Koster. Quote, "But on the rape thing, it's like, how does putting more violence into a woman's body and taking the life of an innocent child that's a consequence of this crime, how does that make it better?" Result of election? Lost. Koster was running for Congress when he suggested that an abortion of a fetus that resulted from rape is violence. We love how he refers to it as the rape thing. It really puts into perspective just how uneducated he is about this issue, since it doesn't affect him in the slightest. If you like this video, then consider subscribing to our channel. We bring such cool and interesting videos to entertain you on a regular basis. Number 7. Todd Akin. Quote, "If it is a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut down the whole thing." Result of election? Lost. Fact check. It does not. As awful as this comment is, we almost feel a little bad for Aiken's pea brain for being so damn stupid. Number 6. Richard Murdoch. Quote, I am struggling with it myself for a long time, but I came to realize life is a gift from God. And I think that when life begins in that horrible situation of rape, that it is something that God intended to happen. Result of election? Lost. Suggesting that rape is God's will, down on the list of things not to do when running for office. Number 5. Ben Carson. Quote, after the Umpqua Community College shooting, I would not just stand there and let him shoot me. I would say, hey guys, everybody attack him. He may shoot me, but he can't get us all. Result of election? Lost. We can't say for sure how to win an election, but it definitely doesn't involve blaming the victims of a mass shooting for being shot at. Bonus Ben Carson quote, a lot of people who go into prison straight, and when they come out, they're gay. Number 4. Herman Cain. Quote, a poet once said, life can be a challenge, life can seem impossible, but it's never easy when there's so much on the line. Result of election? Lost. Cain reiterated this uplifting line from an obscure Donna Summer song that was recorded for the 2000 Pokemon movie. While he was unaware the first time he recited it, he was eventually told of its origin and stood behind its meaning in his concession speech. Number 3. Mitt Romney. Quote, I saw my father march with Martin Luther King. Result of election? Lost. This is a nice quote. The only problem is, Mitt's dad did not march with Martin Luther King. He actually said this multiple times before the line caught up with him. To cover his tracks, Mitt eventually explained that by saw, he actually meant he figuratively saw. Well, by that logic, in 2012, America figuratively saw Mitt Romney win the presidential election. Number 2. Gary Johnson. Quote, in response to a question about the high-profile destruction of Aleppo, Syria. And what is Aleppo? Result of election? Lost. Gary. People were kind of taking you seriously until you said this. Number 1. John Edwards. Quote, in regards to cheating on his wife. First of all, it happened during a period after she was in remission from cancer. Result of election? Lost. We're not experts on the intricacies of infidelity, but your wife not having cancer at the exact moment you cheated on her doesn't make your cheating on her any better. For this, Edward earns the top spot on our list. So this was the top 15 dumbest quotes from U.S. politicians. Let us know in the comments section which was the dumbest quote according to you. We hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you did, then make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel, Top Mainstream. We'll bring you another exciting video very soon. Till then, peace out.